Right, hello everybody, on my YouTube channel. It's Derek Baird here again from Chasing the Phase on YouTube. And also, I'm quite modest about this, but I am also the owner and creator of Chasing the Phase clothing, which is a new clothing brand that was launched I was thinking about it actually October 2020. After sitting at home like everybody else during COVID and lockdown, I came up with a crazy idea while watching some online DJs. I created the logo, which is one of my t-shirts here, which is the letters C, T and P, and chasing the sound waves. These two waves represent sound waves, and that's where I got the idea for Chasing the Phase. So it's a music, DJ inspired, music inspired clothing brand, but it's also got a huge well-being element to it in terms of, I don't know, I believe that everybody in the whole world is chasing the phase and looking for that phase, exclamation marks, in their life where the balance is all correct, everything's aligned. Which generally kind of makes you happy, whether it's family, money, your job, and just constantly searching for that phase in your life and that makes you happy. There's always a curveball. It's not always a pleasant ride through this this life of ours, and i.e. I'm dealing with cancer at the moment. I created this online clothing brand during COVID. It was a little bit of a side hustle for me, but it was starting to gather some pace at the start of this year in terms of generating some sales, and people from around the UK and around the world kind of picking up on it and understanding what Chasing the Phase is all about. Anyway, I'll maybe continue a little bit about that at the end of my story. I just wanted to give everybody an update today on my YouTube channel. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Chasing the Phase, which is down at the bottom here somewhere on your page. That would be greatly appreciated. And again, I cannot believe the amount of people that have subscribed and watched my cancer journey vlogs on my channel since my first posts, which was, I'm looking back on it, maybe a month or so ago, and I watched back my last post from 3 weeks ago, when I actually felt okay again, because I'm doing this kind of intermittently through my cancer treatment, which is Monday to Friday radiotherapy on my face, in these kind of areas here. And I've also got 3 chemo sessions within a 7-week program, which I am now 5 weeks into, which has been a long, traumatic, drawn out process, as you can imagine. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't made a vlog for now 3 weeks, because one of the main reasons, the last time I sat down and shared my last update with you 3 weeks ago was a Wednesday morning, which was, I believe, maybe 9 days after my first COVID treatment, sorry, cancer treatment. So I'm talking about, I'm going to take my glasses off because there's nothing wrong with this eye, by the way. I can actually see out it okay. It's just my skin graft is pulling it in a little bit. It's just more comfortable to focus, but yeah, I can still see through the eye, so don't worry about that. So yeah, after my last update, I actually took not well that same night, actually, after feeling okay that Wednesday morning. I made a vlog, then I went to my daily treatment for radiotherapy that day. I wasn't feeling great, to be perfectly honest, and after my 3 PM in the afternoon radiotherapy treatment, I came home and I just wasn't feeling right. The feeling under my skin graft felt unusually hot, which generally during the radiotherapy you're lying on the kind of flat metal radiotherapy bed on the radiotherapy machine that scans your head and gives you the radiotherapy treatment to the specific areas where you still have cancer. So yeah, that night, unfortunately, I'll tell you what happened. Oh, sorry, that night, on a Wednesday, I get a consultation at the hospital just to make sure that I'm doing okay, mentally, physically, speaking to the nurse and just kind of let them know how you feel. So I did say to the nurse during that consultation that I felt a little bit odd, a little bit lightheaded and a little bit overly scorched in where my nose used to be in this area. And she says, "Well, Derek, there is an emergency number. If you're feeling unwell when you go home, if anything feels out of place, you'd feel not well, phone this number." Anyway, okay, so I got home that evening. I did manage to eat something, which has been extremely difficult through the whole process with the radiotherapy and the chemo treatment, with the dry tongue, loss of appetite. You can probably see my face is starting to swell and looks a little bit kind of scorched to a degree. I mean, it's not painful, but it certainly feels quite puffy, and the swelling's there, and just managing normal food the way I absolutely love my food, and I find it extremely difficult to even eat like soft macaronis and pastas, and so it's more protein shakes, maybe some banana, and yeah, try and get some porridge and things in the morning, which is probably the best I can do. Everybody that knows me, I used to train quite a lot at the gym, so I've lost a lot of muscle mass, and approximately maybe 10 pounds, which is nearly a stone, which is not overly concerning, but it's being monitored at the hospital, and the last thing I want to do is go back on the feeding drip straight into your stomach. So yeah, sorry, went off kind of in a bit of a tangent there. That, going back to the Wednesday when I last posted, yeah, I came home from the treatment, and I'll tell you some of the symptoms that I got. I started feeling a little bit dizzy going to the toilet about 7 p.m. that evening. I felt a bit lightheaded and a little bit dizzy. Came into the kitchen, I felt a little bit shaky and kind of dizzy. I said to my partner Linda that I wasn't feeling too well. I went into bed to kind of lie down, and I felt actually cold to the bone and started shaking. And on my left leg, where I had the skin graft, where I have a huge, like 40 kind of inch scar from my knee to my thigh, the whole leg cramped up, like severely cramped up, for about 40 minutes or so. I went into a bit of a panic attack as well, and so subsequently my missus phoned the ambulance, which arrived quite quickly. Thankfully, I had the feelings of impending doom. I thought I was going to have a heart attack as well. I'd never felt like that in my life at all, so it was quite a scary experience. I went to accident and emergency at the Glasgow Royal Infirmary in Scotland, obviously. I spent a few hours in the A&E department in a wheelchair, but I did get kind of picked up the pecking order, if you like, in terms of seeing someone quite quickly due to obviously having cancer and things, and obviously COVID is still around, especially when you're in A&E departments in the hospital. So yeah, after feeling okay that morning, yeah, I hit a bit of a panic attack and weird. Anyway, I can't really describe it. Well, I just did a minute ago. Yeah, maybe anxiety attack, really bad cramps, shaking to the bone, which the consultant did say during the consultation, if you feel any of those symptoms at all, phone the emergency number straight away. So I ended up spending 4 days in the Royal Infirmary in Glasgow. They initially thought I had sepsis, which is obviously quite serious, but they took some bloods. I was on an intravenous drip for 4 days. and I got discharged on the Saturday afternoon. My bloods came back negative of having sepsis. So what they diagnosed was they think I may have had an infection, or it was flagged I had an infection in my nasal cavity, which is the end of my nose area under here, which could have gave me an infection into my bloodstream. But obviously with the symptoms of having your first chemotherapy, sorry, I've got COVID in my head now because I mentioned it, chemotherapy, it really lowers your white blood cells, which means your immune system is kind of totally depleted for 7 to 10 days, and a combination with an infection in my system, absolutely felt terrible. So that is one of the main reasons why I haven't been on my YouTube channel for now 3 weeks. It took me an additional, so it was 10 days, 9 to 10 days after my chemo. I got the infection, I was in hospital for 4 days, so that's another week. Then I had my second chemotherapy a week past on Wednesday, so that came quite quickly after the first chemo treatment, then being not well and in the hospital, then recovering from being not well for another week, then chemo, my second chemo treatment after that. So as you can imagine, my energy levels, especially with not eating properly, were totally depleted, and I obviously felt really under the weather, a little bit depressed, obviously, because it affects you mentally as well, and just generally a bit blah. So that is the main reason why I haven't been on for a good few weeks. And again, I need to say, I cannot believe, I'm not doing this for to generate likes and figures. It's really to share my journey with people that are experiencing the same, many different types of, hundreds of different types of cancers, or my story helps inspire others. That's the reason why I did it, and it makes me feel better just talking about it. Rather than going to a therapist. Anyway, I decided against that. And this makes me feel better, just to get everything off my chest and sit and speak to the camera at home in my kitchen on the days that I do feel energised and I feel like kind of discussing things and giving everybody an update. I mean, 17,000 people from all over the world watched my first vlog, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me. Then on the other 3 or 4, 3,000, 5,000, that's honestly unbelievable. And I woke up this morning and I thought, okay, I do feel a little bit better, I will do a vlog today. I've been looking at the responses and comments from all over the world on my YouTube channel, and a few popped up this morning going, Derek, I hope you're okay, I subscribed to your channel, and we haven't heard from you for a few weeks, which made my heart just kind of skip a beat to a degree, that people are actually thinking of me all around the world from sharing my vlogs and my Chasing the Phase YouTube channel. So thank you for the people that have subscribed, watched, listened to my story. Excuse me. If I have inspired or helped everybody by doing these, I will try and make them a little bit more regular. But it's all generally how you're feeling. I have 2 weeks left now of my 7-week programme to try and cure me completely of my cancer, which is still in my face, hence why the treatment is so intensive in terms of daily radiotherapy, scans at the hospital, which I have been lucky enough now to get some assistance of some volunteers in terms of taxiing me to the hospital and back. Because obviously it's not a good idea travelling by train or public transport in crowded places, especially during the winter. We're still having COVID outbreaks and things like that in Scotland. So for the volunteers that have helped me out the past 2 or 3 weeks, to all of you, my friends and family, have helped me out and supported me through the whole journey with just giving me love, and support and helping me to and fro from the hospital appointments. It's all greatly appreciated, and I can't thank you enough. So that is a little update from me today in terms of where I am, and yeah, I've obviously had a bad couple of weeks in terms of picking up an infection after my second COVID. It's COVID. After my second chemo, I'll keep correcting myself, treatment last week, I got white tongue, which is a little bit better now, but white tongue is an indication of having mouth thrush, which is another side effect of having chemo and radiotherapy. So yeah, I woke up one morning after my second chemo treatment, a week passed on Wednesday, I can't remember the date. So I've had treatment now for mouth thrush for the past 5 days, which has thankfully cleared up a little bit, but as you can imagine, having mouth thrush with dry tongue, metal mouth, all other side effects of having chemo and radiotherapy, you can imagine how difficult it is to actually try and enjoy food through that whole process. So yeah, there's another couple of side effects for people to note down. A little tip, because you also get the dry mouth, you can get thrush as a side effect. I'm finding it very difficult. Obviously, I'm only breathing through my mouth. My nasal passages do not work in terms of breathing, because this is all muscle tissue from my leg that is in behind my skin graft here. So yeah, I can't breathe through my nose whatsoever. So sleeping at night, yeah, every couple of hours my mouth is so dry. I'm drinking lots of water, I have a mouth gel that I spray into my mouth. To be perfectly honest, it's not very effective, but I do it anyway. So my sleep patterns are all over the place. I'm not getting a consistent 7 to 8 hours sleep like I used to. So that is obviously another side effect. It's not very pleasant. Anyway, I'm going to change track and maybe talk about my clothing brand a little bit more, because I'm quite modest about my clothing brand, but the fact that I'm on a YouTube channel, I do have a website, so I'm selling in the UK only at the moment through my website, which is chasingthephase.co.uk. Please check it out if you are watching it in Great Britain, UK, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. Please check it out, which is chasingthephase.co.uk. I created this brand through COVID, and as I mentioned very briefly before, it is a kind of DJ music inspired and well-being brand that I came up with an idea when I was sitting at home watching some online DJs, because no one was going out, there was no nightclubs or pubs open. I reignited my passion for electronic music and DJing during COVID. It used to be a hobby a good few years ago, but I kind of, yeah, I picked it back up during COVID. I started drawing the letter CTP in different formations. Anyway, I came up with the letters CTP with the running man leg, chasing the sound waves. Sound waves are in balance. If DJs will know, if you are playing two tracks, they are in the same key, at the same pitch, at the same beats per minute BPM, they actually create, while you're mixing the two tracks, or they create or generate their own kind of sound effect, really called phasing. So as the two tracks are playing, it creates a sound effect that gives it a kind of woof, woof, phasing kind of sound. If you do DJ, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, well, I was watching a couple of DJs online. I kept hearing the phasing effect when they played the two different tracks when they were playing back to back. My brain processed the words, wow, they two guys are chasing the phase. And I kind of wrote that down because I thought chasing the phase had a good ring to it. So I wrote down the words chasing the phase, continued to watch the DJs complete their set. Then I don't know if it was a eureka moment, not exactly selling £100,000 worth of stock, but I started playing around and drawing the letters C, T and P in different formations. And yeah, about a week later I came up with this logo, which I quite liked, with the sound waves beside it. And yeah, from then I went onto a web builder program and built my website, which was extremely basic. I'd never built a website in my life. I ordered some stock. I sampled some fabrics at a local wholesaler in Glasgow in Scotland. I sent them my logo, which is here on my Bamboo Organic t-shirts, and they printed some t-shirts for me right at the start, and this was going back to October 2020, it's October 2022 at the moment. So I ordered a few t-shirts, I got my logo printed on them, I built the website with some very basic pictures on it. It looked terrible back then, but if you check out my website at chasingthephase.co.uk, it's looking pretty professional now. So if you would like to buy a t-shirt, go online. I have a sale on at the moment. They are Bamboo Organic t-shirts. I have a selection of t-shirts which are the original logo, the text t-shirt, the big box bamboo, the small box sunshine, which is big box, small box. If you're in Glasgow, it goes back to the old kind of raving days, big box, small box. So it has got a lot of music connotations, and as I said earlier on, a huge well-being element to it as well, in terms of just keep chasing the phase of life. You never know what's around the corner. There's a little full stop at the end, which represents, even though the phases are going well in your life, there is always a full stop, there's always a curveball that kind of knocks you off the phase a little bit, knocks you off balance. But it's all about, yeah, get back on the phase, make sure you're working hard, but you're having a good positive attitude, and yeah, you keep chasing it. So yeah, I've also got some baseball caps, and I've got a couple of hoodies. So sales have been not too bad this year, and thank you for everybody that has recently made purchases on my online website. And yeah, if you're interested and you want to help me out, yeah, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, you can hit my website, and yeah, if you like the t-shirts, they range from about £15. They're not your standard cotton material, they're very breathable bamboo organic material, and yeah, I would love that. So if you want to come and join us at chasingthephase.co.uk, just hit the website and yeah, check it out. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, a little plug for my website as well. And yeah, I'm doing a little bit better today. I'm going to try eating well, and I will update you again possibly next week. I have my third and final chemo session on the 16th of November. Then I have my last two radiotherapy therapy sessions on the 17th and 18th of November. Then that is me done in terms of my 7-week program for my cancer treatment. And hoping, all going to plan, after a 5 to 8 week recovery period after that, I'm eating well, get my health back, mentally in a better place, I'll keep you updated again, and that'll be closer to Christmas time. So I'll give you an update in a couple of weeks, maybe not the chemo week, because that makes me feel a bit and unwell, but thank you again for everybody that's watched my YouTube channel. If you want to check out my website at chasingthephase.co.uk, you're more than welcome to. And yeah, thanks again. I love you all, and yeah, I'll be back as fit as a fiddle soon. Thanks guys. Bye bye.